Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Katie Sue. My camera is on a bunch of pillows right now, so sorry if it like shakes a little bit. I don't have any other kind of like thing that I can stand it up on, so I apologize. I live in a dorm. We're working with limited equipment here. I have my water bottle. This is so cute. My roommate gave it to me. Tell me it's not the cutest thing you've ever seen. It's a roommate and it locks so it doesn't spill. My favorite thing in the whole world. I have my yarn, my hook, and we're gonna be starting a new project and having a little Galentine's Day chat. I want to make a series. I think I've said this before, but I want to make a series where it's like a FaceTime call and I just like, yeah, because that sounds like fun to me. So if that sounds like something that you would totally be willing to listen to, let me know. And I think I want to call it like Gal Pals or like, I don't know. But yeah, if you have any ideas, let me know. Today, the theme is going to be anything and everything that you need to know to be a crocheter. I literally have everything planned out. I have the type of yarn that I like to use, the type of hooks that I like, the type of supplies. I have like beginner projects, intermediate projects, advanced projects, my favorite crochet YouTubers, the best shows to watch, the best movies to watch, and I have insider tips, but I'm saving those until the end. So if you want to see the insider tips, stay tuned. I have been crocheting since I was 7 years old. My great grandmother taught me. The night that she taught me, I was like so frustrated because I just couldn't get the hang of it, and then I kid you not, the next day she passed away, and that just kind of made me realize like this is something that I really want to stick with. And I've been crocheting since I was 7 years old, so I feel like I know a lot. I've crocheted blankets, I've crocheted sweaters, I've crocheted stuffed animals, car hangers, coasters, literally anything that you can think of, I've made it. So we're just gonna jump right in. Oh, also, if your name is Lauren, my big, do not be peeking at what I'm making because it's for you, okay? Also, y'all, I've been trying so hard to like keep videos coming out for y'all, but I have a job, I have this YouTube channel, I'm in full-time college classes, have a relationship, a long-distance relationship, so I'm driving back and forth. I'm doing my best over here. So thank y'all for being patient. I promise you, I'm trying my best to like keep these videos coming out for y'all. It has just been so hectic lately. Okay, we're gonna jump right into it. So the first thing I want to talk about is obviously yarn, because like you have to know what kind of yarn to buy. My favorite yarn personally is I Love This yarn. That's great yarn for beginners. It's really easy to work with. It doesn't really pill. Pilling is when it like spreads apart, so it doesn't really pill. I've used that yarn for a long time actually, and I keep going back to it, and it's also like really cheap, so that's really nice too. Hand-dyed yarn is really good too, but hand-dyed yarn is just so expensive, and like do not buy hand-dyed yarn if you are a beginner. Like just don't. I know it's pretty, I know it's calling your name, but like it's not worth it, because you're gonna make something with that and you're gonna have so many mistakes in it, and then you're gonna just be disappointed because you spent so much money on that yarn. So just don't do it. Don't do it. Another type of yarn that I really like is the Karen cakes, but there are like certain Karen cakes that I like and certain Karen cakes that I don't like. One of the ones that I like is the macchiato cake. Those are really easy to work with. They're not really easy to like frog. Frogging is when you pull apart your project or your row or whatever. They're not very easy to frog, and everybody frogs. We all do it. We all make mistakes. We all frog our project. But that one, it just like pulls because it gets caught together. But it's still really good yarn. I really like it. I make some of my sweaters out of that yarn because it's really warm. It's made out of. And the other type of yarn cake that I wouldn't use is the cloud cake. I literally bought one of the cloud cakes because I had an idea for a project for one, and I ended up not even making it because the yarn just got on my nerves so bad. Like it's so thin, it's so hard to work with, it's so hard to hold, and like I couldn't do it. It was getting on my nerves. I don't know how people made like the star blanket with those. You do you, boo. But personally, one thing that I will say is Walmart yarn. Walmart yarn is like really controversial. Some people like it, some people don't, understandable, but I don't have an issue with it depending on the project that you're making. If you're doing like a sweater or something that you're gonna wear, I wouldn't use Walmart yarn just because it can get very itchy. But if you're making like a car hanger or something that requires really close stitches that you have to have a really tight tension for, Walmart yarn is my go-to. Like it's cheap, so I'm not spending like a bunch of money on a really small project. It's really rough, so it's really easy to hold on to, so it makes my tension tighter. Like Walmart yarn is the best for those type of projects in my opinion, but otherwise it's just so itchy that I don't recommend it. Oh, another thing about hand-dyed yarn is that it's usually really thin. It depends on the kind you get, but usually hand-dyed yarn is pretty thin, and thin yarn takes longer for projects obviously, so I just personally, I've never made anything out of hand-dyed yarn. Okay, moving on to hooks. This one, it depends on you. Like once you start crocheting, you'll figure out what you like, you'll figure out what you don't like. It took me a long time to figure out what I like, but at the same time it kind of didn't because I kept going back to the same thing. I really like these metal hooks. These in particular are Susan Bates. I love Susan Bates hooks. They are my favorite of all time. I honestly probably like the other Susan Bates hooks better They look like this. I have that one in a couple of them. They're kind of expensive for crochet hooks, but these are pretty cheap, just the regular metal ones. You can get like a pack of 6 for like $5. So I always recommend the metal ones. This is what I started out with. It is the easiest to crochet with in my opinion, but it's also kind of the worst for your wrist. Some that I never use are wooden hooks. I've literally gotten a splinter from a wooden hook before. Like, that's just, don't do it. And I also don't recommend plastic hooks. They have some at Walmart that are like, they're plastic and they have like glitter in them and they're so pretty, but they're not good. They're not good. Don't waste your money, girl. Also hooks with a rubber handle. A lot of people like these because they say that they're easier to use and they take away your wrist pain. I feel like one of the biggest reasons for wrist pain is when you're crocheting really fast. And if you're not crocheting really fast and you just like take your time, like I don't feel like it's as bad for your wrist, but that's just me. I personally don't like rubber hooks. I don't like the way they feel in my hand. They give me the ick. Okay, the next thing is supplies. There is one thing that you need to buy before you buy anything else. Literally, before you buy your hooks, go buy this thing, a supplies holder. Let me show you mine. My grandma got me this for Christmas when I was like 8 years old, and I've been using it ever since. It is perfect. It's this little supplies holder. It has 2 zippers on the side. It's really unorganized, but it holds everything. This has most of my hooks in there, and then this has hooks as well, and then it also has, I just dropped one of my hooks. And then it also has my little scissors. This is another thing that I would recommend buying. They're just little yarning scissors. And I used to think that like regular scissors were fine, and they are, but once you use these, you'll never turn back because they're always just there, you know, and they're specifically for your project, so it's really nice. This one also has like zippers in it. It's just perfect, and you need one of these because you're gonna lose everything. You're gonna lose your hooks, you're gonna lose your stitch markers, like you just need to get one of these. I actually don't know where she got this, but if you just like look it up on Amazon, there's tons that you can buy that are just like this. They have some at Hobby Lobby. I'm pretty sure they have some at Michael's. I don't really know, but they're everywhere. I'm sure you can find some, but get you one of these. Okay, the next thing that you need are stitch markers. You don't really have to go buy these. Like, you can just use safety pins if you want, but I find that stitch markers, like the colorful ones that come in the little packs, are better. But again, like, it really doesn't matter. I just like the colorful ones because I like color. My brain just works that way. Get you some stitch markers because you can either count or you can just not think and have stitch markers, and I choose to have stitch markers. Oh, this one's a big deal. Do not buy the little plastic yarning needles that have like the really big holes. Don't do it. I hate my plastic needles. I never use them. I have the really big metal needles with like the really big holes. I like those because they don't bend. So whenever you're like sewing in your loose ends to a really tight project, you don't have to worry about it breaking. Plastic needles will break. Another thing you will need to get is a yarn binder. I didn't get one of these until like last year for Christmas, but it's been a lifesaver, especially for like organizing your yarn. It's great. I'll link the one I have down below. I'll try to link everything down below. Like, I'll try to make a little Amazon board. If it's not down there, just know that I failed with technology, but I'll do my best. Also, another thing with the yarn winder is you can get one of the electric ones. They're more expensive, or you can just get the ones where you like turn it yourselves. It depends on, I would say, how advanced you are. If you're like really advanced, just invest in the electric one. I know it's expensive, but it's so worth it. I have one of the electric ones and I love it. But if you're a beginner, I would just get like the mini handheld one that you don't have to pay a whole lot for. Okay, another thing is a crochet bag. I have mine right next to me, and I've had so many. I've had like the really big ones, I've had the cylinder ones. This one is my favorite, and I know I got this one from Amazon. I'm actually pretty sure that Cameron Kane has this one, but like in brown, because I've seen her wear it before on one of her TikToks, and I was like, oh my gosh, I have that bag. So here it is. It's by Crafts, or maybe it just says Crafts on there, I don't know. But I have my little froggy keychain on here. It's perfect. It holds everything. It has like pockets inside of it, and then it also has zippers on the outside. And then my favorite part is that it has little holes for your yarn to come out of, and it also has little like slots for your hooks, so that's really nice too. And it's also just so like tiny and petite, and it just holds everything, and it's perfect. I love it. I love it so much. I will never get another yarn bag until that one breaks. It was not very expensive too. It was like, I could be mistaken, but I think it was like $20. The next thing that I recommend is a stitch counter. These, like, you can live without it, or you can just get one. I'm one of those people that if it's gonna make my life easier, I'm just gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. And a stitch counter, especially when you're making something with like a lot of rows, it's so hard to keep up with it, and then you have to just keep like counting your stitches, and it's really annoying. But if you have a stitch counter, you don't have to do that. I don't think they're very expensive. I think they're like $5 to $10. It depends on the one you get. You can also get some that you can like wear around your neck so you don't lose it. So that's pretty cool too. Okay, moving on to the next section is great beginner projects. These are all projects that I made as a beginner that helped me really like get the hang of crocheting. And some of these are like, I know they're basic and I know that you're gonna want to make other things, but just trust me, okay? Trust. Number 1, hats. Crochet yourself a hat. I live in Texas. It's literally like it's been freezing 1 time, maybe 2 times in my whole lifetime. Like it does not get cold here. And I have probably worn about 1 of the hats that I've made, and I've probably made about 100. But I'm not kidding you. When I started crocheting, literally all I made were hats. I was making hats in the summertime when it was 110 degrees outside. Like hats are just, it's where the money's at. It's where the skill is at. If you can crochet a hat, you can crochet anything. If you can make a magic circle, you're already ahead of everyone else. Like crochet yourself a hat. I do the hats where you start at the top and you go down. Or the great thing about hats is that there's so many different options that you can do. Like you can do the ones where you go up and down in rows, you can do the ones where you start from the top, you can do the ones where you start from the bottom, you start from the rim. Like you can do anything. It's amazing. I love hats. I love crocheting hats. It's also just such an easy gift, and I got to the point where I could like whip out a hat in an hour. It was just so quick. So hats are number 1 for sure. Another great beginner project I would say is some coasters. Anything small coasters, like they're underrated. Okay, a cute little crochet coaster to put in your car. Like imagine you make a new friend and y'all are like going to Sonic or something, and she's like,
"Girl, look at that coaster, that's so cute." And you're like, "Girl, I made that." And she's like, "No way, you're so crafty, like you're so cutesy."
I don't know, just like make yourself a coaster. You deserve it. Literally anything small. That is what I wrote on my list. Literally anything small, anything small. I know that you want to make a blanket. I know that you want to make a sweater. I know. And the time will come, but that time is not now. Start off small. Start off with a hat. Start off with socks. Crochet your dog a sweater. If you want to make a sweater, crochet one for your dog. Do not crochet yourself a sweater. Do not crochet yourself a blanket, because you will not finish it, and it will crochet, you will get crocheted out. Like you will not want to finish that project. And then you're just going to be disappointed and you're never going to want to crochet again. So that's just my experience. That's my advice. But if you do want to make something to wear, like if you're absolutely set on like, I need to make something for myself that I can put on my body, make yourself a poncho. Ponchos are so great. They're so fast. They're so easy. They're a great way to like make something without being too worried about drop stitches or like your tension or anything like that. Like they're great. I love ponchos. And there's also just so many patterns. It'll help you learn how to read a handwritten pattern. There's so many video tutorials that you can watch on ponchos. Yeah, ponchos are great. The last beginner project that I have is anything with granny squares. Granny squares are probably my favorite thing to crochet because I can just do them mindlessly. I don't know what this is gonna be, but right now it's a granny square and I love it. If you've never seen a granny square before, this is what it looks like. And the great thing about granny squares is that you can combine them into like to make something else. Like if you're just sitting there crocheting away and you really want to make a blanket, crochet like 200 granny squares and just connect them together and you have yourself a little blanket. And it wasn't a giant project that you had to carry around everywhere. Like you can make granny squares anywhere. I would say 80% of my projects are made out of granny squares. I went through a really big granny square phase not too long ago. I think it was like last semester, honestly. Literally everything I made was with granny squares. I have this blanket behind me. Let me show you. That blanket that I made is all made out of granny squares, and it is probably my favorite thing I've ever made in my life. There's also a lot of tutorials on granny squares. There's handwritten tutorials, and then there's also video tutorials on YouTube. Granny squares are so easy to learn. Also, my best friend Landon, I actually taught her how to crochet, and she made her first project out of granny squares, and it's beautiful. I think I have a picture of it actually that I can show y'all. Like you can just make a blanket out of little granny squares. That was for her, I think her friend's baby. Great intermediate projects. I didn't have a whole lot for intermediate and advanced projects because I feel like you can just make anything. There's so many things you can make. You can make granny square sweater, a mini blanket, like a baby blanket. I would start like trying to build up to more difficult stitches and stuff just by like bridging out to different things to make. Another great thing to make is car hangers, because that requires you to do like tight stitches and everything, but it's also not a big project like a stuffed animal, so it's gonna get you used to those tight stitches. For advanced projects, it's basically just the same thing but like bigger. I put a blanket, like a bigger blanket. I put sweaters like maybe not a granny square sweater, maybe something that requires a little bit more commitment. And then I also put a rugurumi. So this is like stuffed animals. Yeah. Oh, I just thought of something. Another yarn that I would not recommend using in the beginning is burnet blanket yarn because it breaks really easily. Don't do it. Don't do it. Next section. I'm about to get on my pedestal. The next section is favorite crochet YouTubers. One of my favorite crochet YouTubers is the famous Briley Summers. She is amazing. She commented on my last video and I love her so much. I love her to pieces. She's so like full of life and just full of light. She's always like, hey y'all, hey y'all. Her projects are also really cute and she always makes stuff out of like pink yarns and she's just so cutesy. Another girl that I really like is Amazing-ish Grace. I'm the type of person to watch all of a couple people's videos and not like some of this person, some of this person, some of this person's. Like, I have my YouTubers that I love and I don't really branch out of that. I probably should. And let me know if you have any recommendations, but these are my top 3. I love Amazing-ish Grace. I love her projects. Ooh, you know who else I love? Melanie Locke. I love her. She is so sweet and kind and gentle. She crochets, she knits, she sews, she does like, I think she does like watercolor. I don't even know, but she's the most crafty person that I've ever seen in my life. And her apartment's also just so cute because it's all like decorated with all of these things that she crocheted, and I just love her. I love watching her videos. My favorite crochet YouTuber of all time, as you all know, is Cameron Kane. I will never stop talking about how much I love her and how much of a difference she has made in my life. I moved schools when I was going into 9th grade and it was a very hard time for me. Like, it was very hard. And I didn't start finding like my people until junior year. But in between that time period, it really made me just love her more because that's when I kind of found her YouTube channel. The first time that I watched one of her videos, I literally sat there for the rest of the night and watched all of her videos. Like, I just love her personality. She is so real. Like, her vlogs are just, they feel like FaceTime. I love her. If you don't know this, she basically, it's a long story. Basically, I ended up like emailing her about a package and we got to know each other a little bit like through those emails, and she subscribed to my YouTube channel. I like crocheted her a Christmas present. That's a whole video. I'll put that up here. She opened it on camera and she thought it was for my dad, and my dad shipped it so that I wouldn't have to pay the shipping fee. He's the best dad ever. But I thought it was so funny when she was like, wait, if this is from you, I might have to edit this out. And I was like, I would edit that out too if a grown man sent me a package. That's kind of odd, but thankfully it wasn't from my dad. It was from me. My dad just shipped it, and she opened it, she tried it on, she loved it, and it just made me so happy. So go check yourself out some Cameron Kane because she is thebomb.com. And also her and Briley Summers are like best friends, if you didn't know that. Yeah, and they're just both awesome. They're both awesome. Okay, moving on. Best binge shows for crochet. This is just my personal opinion. Obviously everybody has like their own show that they like. I would say just watch anything that you've seen before because you're gonna be focusing, like, this is literally me. When I crochet, I'm like in that project. I'm not paying attention to what is in front of me. I just need it for background noise. Literally, and I will die on this pedestal. Any Disney movie ever created, any Disney show ever created, literally anything Disney is perfect for crocheting. Because you saw it as a kid, you know what's gonna happen, and it's just like all the songs and everything. Ugh, it's just so nostalgic. I love it, and I think it's also so special to me because I grew up watching those shows and I grew up crocheting to those shows, and I kind of like learned how to crochet with those movies. And so now that I'm older, I'm still like watching those movies. It's just great. My parents canceled my Disney Plus subscription, so unfortunately I don't have access to those movies anymore, which, like, understandable
because I am 19 years old.
Can a girl watch some Pocahontas? Oh, this is a good one. I personally love Grey's Anatomy. I've seen it so many times. If you haven't seen Grey's Anatomy, go ahead and watch it. It's amazing, and it has like 18 seasons and it's still being made. Personally, I think after like season 12, it kind of dies off and it's not really worth watching, but it's still good background noise. It's also something that you don't really have to watch. Like, you can just kind of listen to it. Another one that's great is Gilmore Girls. Need I say more? Friends. Friends is a classic. Anything rom-com. My favorite ones to crochet to are like Wicked, because it's so long and there's 2 parts to it that if I have like a really long project that I'm working on, I'll just throw on Wicked and watch both parts. And for rom-coms, I love 10 Things I Hate About You. I think I'm actually gonna watch that tonight. My roommate is gone tonight and I'm having a little me night, which is why I'm able to film this video. I hate filming when she's in the room because it's her place too, and I don't want to be overbearing, you know, which is another reason why it's so hard for me to like put out videos, because even when I'm home I can't really film unless she's not here, which, like, love her. She is one of my best friends. I love her. I just want to respect her privacy, if that makes sense. Another rom-com is, oh my gosh, what's it called? Oh, How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. That yellow dress is stunning. If you know, you know. For the part you've all been waiting for, my insider tips. I feel like if you go to any crochet video where they're like giving you information, you're gonna hear the same things. So this is why I included this section, is because like I want to give y'all a few tips that you may have not heard from somebody else. Number one, do not throw anything away that you make in the beginning. I know it's gonna be ugly, okay? I know it's not gonna be your proudest moment. I know you're gonna look at that and think that belongs nowhere else but the dumpster. But trust me when I say 3 years from now, when you're like the bomb.com at crocheting and you can crochet anything and everything that you want, it is gonna be so rewarding to look back on those old pieces and like the first thing that you made, and you'll be able to like see the mistakes. And another thing is you'll be able to know how you made those mistakes. And I don't know, it's just like I just love it because I still have pieces that I made when I was 7 years old. It's just so rewarding to like look back and see how much I've grown over time. So no matter how much you hate the project, do not throw it away. This tip is kind of difficult to adhere to. No matter how many times I say it, you're probably not gonna listen to me. This is something that I've really had to discipline myself into doing. Stay committed to one project. I didn't do this until I moved to college. When I was in high school, I was really bad about like just getting so excited, crochet the next best thing. And it's kind of like a trend, you know? Like, you know how when you have a trend, you really want something that like everybody else has, and then you finally get it, and it seems like when you finally get it, nobody else has it anymore, and they're all on to the next thing. That's kind of how crocheting is. You want to crochet this thing so bad, so you go spend like $50 on the yarn to make it, you bring it all back home, you start crocheting it, and then the next day you see something on Pinterest and you're like, oh, now I have to make that. And then you just wasted $50 on yarn on a project that you're never gonna finish. I know it's hard, but you gotta discipline yourself, because it'll be so rewarding when you finish that project and you actually have something that you wanted. Okay, that kind of leads into my next tip. Don't buy yarn unless you have a purpose for it. Even if you do have a purpose for that yarn, I would say don't buy the full amount unless it's like a small project. If you're making like a giant blanket, don't go buy 8 different balls of yarn of every color that you need, because it's gonna take you a while. That's gonna be like $100, and we don't want to spend $100 on yarn for a project that we may not finish. So I would just say be wise about what you spend your money on. That goes into my next tip. A lot of people don't know this. I didn't know this until a couple years ago. Hobby Lobby has 30% off their yarn, all of their yarn, every other week. And I knew they had sales, like I knew they had 30% off, but I didn't know it was every other week. Unless Hobby Lobby's having their 30% off sale, I don't go shopping for yarn. This is just like a me to you thing. Like, I'm just telling you, I'm letting you in, I'm giving you the inside scoop. One more row doesn't exist. Have you ever heard a crocheter say, oh, I'm just gonna crochet one more row before I go to bed? No, they're gonna be up till 3 a.m. They're gonna be tired the next day, and then they're gonna do it all over again. Okay, last insider tip. I have done this so many times, it's unreal. My camera battery died, so I had to change it out. Do not tell somebody that you're crocheting them something until you've actually like crocheted them something. I'm so guilty of this. I still do it. Then I have people come up to me and they're like, hey, where's that thing that you were gonna crochet me? And I'm like,
oh yeah, you know, I
have people that I told them I would crochet them a hat when I was like 10 years old. I didn't crochet them a hat. I have like 50 hats I have to make. It's gonna be really hard too, because people are gonna come up to you when you start getting good at crocheting and they're gonna ask you to make them stuff. Of course I'll make you something because I love you, but at the same time, I can't make everybody that I love something, because then I would have no time to do anything else. It just takes so long. But yeah, that was my last tip. I filmed this video a lot faster than I thought I would. I honestly didn't even crochet for half of it, so here is what I made. That's all it came to be from this video. I don't even know what it is. I don't even know what it's going to be, but now it exists. Well, thank you so much for joining me for our little Galentine's date. Again, please let me know if y'all want me to do like a little FaceTime chat where we like crochet together. Like, I know you want to. Be sure to like and subscribe. I love talking to y'all. I love making videos for y'all. One day, if this becomes something that I can make an income from, I would be willing to give up my job, because I love making these videos for y'all. And if this becomes my income, then I could do this more. So, but that's obviously not why I do it. That's just like, if I were to become that way, then I would be able to do it more often because I wouldn't have so many other things on my plate. But thank you so much for joining. I love you all so very much, and I hope that you have the best Valentine's Day ever. I hope that you all are going on your little dates, and if you're not going on a date, that's okay too. I hope that you're just like at home eating popcorn and chocolate and watching 10 Things I Hate About You while crocheting your little hat. Like, you deserve the world, and I love you all so much. Have a great night. Bye!